Polar bears live in the Arctic and nearby regions. Their habitat covers Greenland, Canada, Alaska, Russia, and the Svalbard archipelago in Norway. They've even been spotted as close as 25 kilometers or 16 miles from the North Pole. To the south, their range extends to places like James Bay and Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada, as well as St. Matthew Island and the Pribilof Islands in Alaska. While they don't live in Iceland permanently, they've been known to visit if they can get there via sea ice. Because their habitat is so remote and hasn't been heavily impacted by human activity, polar bears are still found in a large part of their original range, more so than any other large land carnivore. Polar bears are divided into at least 18 different subpopulations. There's a debate about whether the bears around the Queen Elizabeth Islands should be considered a separate subpopulation. Also, a 2022 study suggested that the bears in southeast Greenland might be a unique subpopulation due to their isolation and genetic differences. Overall, polar bear populations can be grouped into four main gene clusters: Southern Canadian archipelago, Western Basin, from northwestern Canada to the Russian Far East, and Eastern Basin, from Greenland to Siberia. Polar bears are so dependent on the ocean that they're considered marine mammals. They thrive in areas with sea ice, especially around the edges of ice sheets and between islands, which are known as the Arctic Ring of Life because of their high biological activity. Polar bears usually hunt seals in these ice-water meeting spots. They travel around depending on the ice cover, and when the ice melts in summer, they have to move onto land. On land, they can be found in forests, mountains, rocky areas, lake shores, and creeks. In places like the Chukchi and Beaufort Seas, where sea ice drifts north in summer, polar bears typically stay on the ice. However, since the 1980s, a significant portion of the population, 15 to 40%, has been spending the entire summer on land. In some regions, there's thick multi-year ice that doesn't completely melt, allowing bears to stay on the ice year-round. But this ice has fewer seals and is less productive for the bears.